Hello everyone. Today our group will present on performance evaluation using Balance Scorecard. Balance Scorecard is an instrument designed and used to assist managers to evaluate past performance to drive future performance. Balance Scorecard was originated from Kaplan and Norton. It also added strategic non-financial performance measures to traditional financial metrics. It also will give more balanced view of organizational performance to manager.
What are the objectives of Balance Scorecard? The objectives of Balance Scorecards are: first, to provide a framework that helps planners or managers to identify what should be done and measured. Second, to enable executives to truly execute their strategies. And the third one is to provide a clear prescription as to what companies should measure in order to balance the financial perspective. Next, let's move on to 4 perspectives of Balance Scorecard. The first perspective is financial perspective, which includes revenue, expenses, net income, cash flows, and asset value. The second perspective is customer perspective, which consists of customer satisfaction, customer retention, market share, and brand strength. The third perspective is learning or growth perspective, which comprises of employee satisfaction, employee turnover, employee skills, and employee education. And the last perspective is internal process perspective. This includes inventory, orders, resource allocation, cycle time, and quality control.
Now, we will be looking at Balance Scorecard's lead and lag indicators. It is recommended to use a combination of leading and lagging indicators when developing Balance Scorecard. Kaplan and Norton call these performance drivers and outcome measures. So, what is lead and lag indicators? Firstly, lead indicators. These measures are considered the drivers of lagging indicators. There is an assumed relationship between the two, which suggests that improved performance in a leading indicators will drive better performance in the lagging indicators. Or in other words, it measures process inputs and activities, also predicts goal achievement. While lag indicators, it is the performance measures that represents the consequences of actions previously taken. They frequently focus on results at the end of a time period and characterize historical performance, or in other words, it is an after-event measures. Let's take a look on the examples of lead and lag indicators applied on the 4 perspectives which has been explained before. Firstly, from the financial perspective, the strategic objective is to reduce the overall cost. The leading measures involved is that the time invested in the analysis of the problem by focusing on the build development and marketing cost map. From this, the company will able to achieve cost reduction and decreasing the percentage of cost utilizations that represents the lagging measures. Secondly, from the customer perspective, the strategic objective is to increase customer satisfactions and decrease customers' attritions. The leading measures involved is to focus on improving customer service that will result in obtaining good customer satisfaction scores and able to increase the number of customers. Third, from the internal process perspective, in order to create the innovative products, lead measures to be considered is to put attention on the product development cycles. From this, it will result in new product or service launching and increase the revenue. Lastly, from the learning and growth perspective, in order to have the skill development, leading measures will explain that the employees need to pass some training where the number of training hours passed are to be considered. As a result, the lagging measures Involved is that the obtaining expected competency in the end in terms of final exam score. For better understanding, let's take a look on a simple examples. Is where the goal of a person is to be a millionaire by the end of 2017. The lead indicators are the total monthly salaries, the quantity on sales, and the number of jobs taken. And as a result, the lag indicators is the total saving in the accounts. So, in order to be successful in the balanced scorecards implementations, firms should first decide what outcomes to be achieved and then decide what needs to be measured.
Now, we will be looking at the relationship among four perspectives using strategy map. The balanced scorecard methodology uses strategy mapping to visualize and communicate how value is created by the organization. A strategy map is a graphic that shows a logical cause and effect connection between strategic objectives. Generally, improving performance in the objectives found in the organizational capacity, learning and growth perspective enables the organization to improve its internal process perspective, which in turn enables the organization to create desirable results in the customer and financial perspectives. Within the business application, strategy maps and the balanced scorecard approaches have been proven to be effective tools of business communication and strategic management in aligning and integrating the strategic goals of various levels within an organization.
There are four benefits of balanced scorecard, which are: first, better strategic planning; second, improved strategy communication and execution; third, better information management; and lastly, improved performance reporting. In better strategic planning, balanced scorecard give forces to managers to think about cause and effect relationships, the performance outcomes, and the key drivers identified in balanced scorecard create a complete picture of the strategy. For improved strategy communication and execution, balanced scorecard map all strategies with its interrelated objective on a piece of paper, allows companies to easily communicate strategy internally and externally. While for better information management, this approach forces organizations to design KPIs for their various strategic objectives to ensure companies to measure what actually matters. For the last benefit, which is improved performance reporting, the companies tend to produce better performance reports and more transparent to create meaningful management reports to communicate performance internally and externally.